Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Quick sound check. Just let me know you can hear me. Okay. There is no game sound at the moment because I've got the menu music off. But yeah, just let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Then we'll say a few hellos before we get going. Good to see you all there in the chat. How's the sound? Sound okay? Can anybody hear me on the microphone? Are we good? Oh, good. Oh, excellent. Okay, I was worried for a minute you couldn't hear me. Excellent. All right. Who have we got in the chat? We've got Mr. Farrer, of course. Good evening. Bones, how you doing? Nice to see you. Mr. Water, of course, always in. Good evening. Steve, Guten Tag. Dave Melody, of course, wouldn't miss a train stream. And who else? We got David Drives. How are you? Nice to see you. Danilo, we've got as well. Excellent, excellent. The beautiful northern tones sound good. Yeah. Well, the reason for this one is because I ran this one the other week. It's a 2 hour. It's a 2 hour journey. I ran it end to end, and do you know what? I was that chilled out when I finished. I wanted just to turn around and go back the other way. So it's one of the nicest routes I've seen. And you know that graphically the TS Classic isn't really up there, is it, with Train Sim World? Not really. But this one, wait till you see this one if you haven't seen it. You'll enjoy this one. It's also a 37 as well, which is always, always, always good. Yeah, TSW4. Fishing rod and line cast. He's reeling it in now. I could just see him sat there in his armchair, reeling it in, pausing, seeing if the float is going under. Right, let's get into the game though. That was a nice dodge, wasn't it? So this is the one, Run to the Isles. So it's an end-to-end run to introduce you to the locations and sites along the West Highland Extension. There's the West Highland Line, which goes from somewhere I can't remember, and it takes you to Fort William. This one comes from Fort William again out to Mallaig. Is that how you say it? Or you pronunciation experts? Mallaig? I'm going to call it Mallaig for the purposes of doubt. So this is an end to end. It's a Class 37/4 large logo. So I think you'll enjoy this, and that's enough talking. So we're going to get into it. Once we get in, let me know how the game sound is versus the voice, because I'm still tinkering around with these settings. How much is this route? Good question. I think I want to say 20 quid when it's full price, but just wait, Dave, until it comes down. I'm sure you're going to get it though. Good afternoon, welcome to the principal town of the West Highlands, Fort William. Please begin by loading passengers, then contact the signaller at Banavi to enter the RETB system and obtain the token for the single line ahead. Your train is the 1400 for Mallaig. Please wait in the platform until you have clearance. So this line is a bit unique because it has this token system that you can see here, which we need to obtain before we go onto the single line. But it did say let's get everybody onboarded. So shall we do that? We'll have a quick look outside. We're in 37408 Loch Rannoch. This is Fort William. Let's get the doors open. We'll get the 37 all set up as well. We've got another one coming in. Look, let's just have a quick look at that. This is my dream, this type of route, with all these 37s. 37411. That is the Institution of Railway Signal Engineers. Right. Let's put it into forwards. We also need to get the headlights on, don't we? So let's do that. That looks good. Then back in the cab. Instrument lights. Is that I? That's not I, is it? Is that the instrument light switch? That's the dimmer, isn't it? It's up here. Cab light, smoke lights, headlight. That's already on. Okay. Can we open these windows? We can. Look at that. Okay, let's do what we need to do down here. Where's the master key? Or is that already on? No, that's already on, isn't it? Do you know, it's confusing. It's confusing between TSW, where you've always got to put the master key on, and TSC, where sometimes it's already selected for you. So, I think TSW teaches you very good practice. Right. Shall we make a call?
Signaler, manually, over.
2278 signaler, manually. State your message, over.
2278, request to enter the system, over.
2278, press receive to accept test token, over.
Right, so we've asked for a test token, so we just need to receive it.
2278, now have test token on display, over.
2278, press send to enter system, over.
Okay, so we need to press send.
2278, train in the system, over.
2278, understood, out.
Right, so now we've done the test, we need to get the real token.
2278, signaler, manually, over.
2278, signaler, manually. State your message, over.
2278, requesting token to proceed, over.
2278, section ahead is blocked.
Right away, please proceed when you have clearance. Remember, you must obey the conventional signals on the way out of Fort William onto the Mallaig line. Radio signalling commences once beyond Mallaig Junction. The next stop is Banavi. So we can't get the token yet because we're blocked by this guy. So we just need to wait. And here it comes.
This is signaler, Banavi. Are you receiving? Over.
2278, signaler, Banavi. State your message, over.
2278, section ahead is now clear. Press receive to accept token, over.
Okay, so let's receive that. Now it's clear.
2278, Fort William to Lough Ely bound. Section token on display, over.
2278, Fort William to Lough Ely bound. Section token confirmed. You have permission to depart Fort William and proceed to the DSB at Lough Ely bound. Over.
2278, understand I have permission to depart Fort William and proceed to the DSB at Lough Ely bound. Out.
Right, so we've got a token for the first section of the line, which takes us from, as you see at the top, Fort William to Lough Ely. So when we get to Lough Ely, we've got to apply for the next section. So we're all ready to go. Let's just check outside. Doors are closed. We'll give a toot, and we are right away. So let's do it. Get the brakes off. Thank you for that like, Mr. Water. Appreciate that. Oh, you got Portsmouth and Chatham, Settle Carlisle. I haven't got Portsmouth and Chatham. I've got the Settle Carlisle one though. I quite enjoy that one. That's quite good. It is good as well that it runs on your laptop, because I know you were a bit bothered about that, weren't you, initially? Right, off we go. Just leaving Fort William. We've got Mollison's there as opposed to Morrison's, which is quite nice. Right, let's dip back in. So we've got a 15 coming out of here. Hi SNCF, how are you? Yeah, this is one just to enjoy tonight. I think you're going to get all the excitement you need tomorrow, to be honest. You might come back and rewatch this one. Yeah, don't forget the Dovetail Direct is, I think it's 2 PM UK time, isn't it? Or 1 PM UTC. I think that's 2 PM UK time. I think you should find that interesting. Say no more, say no more. Right, now there is a board down here where we leave the station limits. We have to report back to the signaller that we are out of the station. I'm just looking for the board. I think it does prompt us actually to do that. Yeah, 2 o'clock BST, yeah, thank you. What do I know? Nothing. I know nothing. All I'll say is just tune in, honestly, trust me. It's not bad. Then tomorrow, we might do a little TSW stream tomorrow night. You know, after the Dovetail Direct. And then I'll tell you what I know. But you'll know most of what I'm able to say. So we'll do it then. At 3 PM your time. Where are you, David? You're an hour in front of us somewhere. I don't lie very well. Yeah, well, you know I went down to the offices. So I met some decent people though. I met a lot of people that you'll be familiar with. So I obviously met the British Ace, Dad Rail. Oh, here's the guided tour. Fort William Yard and Tomnafer Depot are on the right hand side. We can speed up actually now. Who else did I meet? Megasim. Who else? Oh, we got Angus, look, instead of August. That's brilliant. Angus, and it's Scottish. Who else was there? Matt, obviously. Alex. Jamie. Yeah, lots of people. Ben. Do you know what? Do you know they're all very nice people? Yeah, not just Matt. They're all really nice people. You know, I can tell you that much. And I spent a couple of days with them. Went out for something to eat with them at night. Yeah, good bunch. Good bunch. The Swiss route crashed on you last night. You mean the Lucerne one? Have you got the Lucerne one? Can't remember now. So our first stop is Banavi, which is just under a mile. So this is where we have to call
2278 signal Banavi, over.
2278 signal Banavi. State your message, over.
2278, half past the station limit mark.
There's a castle on the right. There it is, just hidden away. That's a nice shot, that, isn't it? So what we did there was we were letting the signaller know that we've come out of the station limits. If you don't do that, you'll get an emergency brake. You're getting the UK routes in TSC, nothing else. JD is on holiday. Yeah, I didn't meet JD. I met everybody else. I was hoping that I was actually hoping that Nat would be around. You'll remember Nat from the streams, but unfortunately she wasn't there, so that was a shame. Hoof, how are you? Nice to see you. Right, we do have a red light there, but that's because the crossing. See, the gates are going down. In fact, you know what? It's always good to save it, isn't it? I wonder if it's going to let me through there. Let me just try it. See, that's weird, isn't it? It's let me through, even though it was red. So, we'll proceed. I have a Desiro for something, or a Desiro for something good in the new CSW update. It's pretty, this route, isn't it? And the crossings are loud. Now, the only thing I'll say as well is some of these stations you have to be right on the money because some of them have got short platforms. This one isn't as bad, but if you put the front coach beyond the platform just slightly, you can't open the doors. So, you gotta be careful. Let's check where we are. Cool. So there's the doors open on our first stop. You have had the platinums though in the end, haven't you, Farah? You've got the platinums. You're not missing any, are you? The 100% definitely, but the platinums I think have been alright in the end. Right away driver, the next station is Corpac. As we leave Banavi, we'll cross the Caledonian Canal on the Banavi Swing Bridge. The climbing locks of Neptune's staircase can be seen on the right as we cross. Alright, let's get the brakes off. Corpac is just in a mile's time, and we've got 5 miles per hour over this bridge. There's the Caledonian Canal below us. Neptune's staircase there, as it was called. If you're addicted to TSW, you want every route on the PS5. If there is a TS4, you're definitely getting it. Depends what routes are there. Lots of rumour, isn't there? You didn't get TSW 2020, the Platinum. I did get that, so I wonder. You'll have to let me know which one it was you didn't get. I've had all the platinum so far. The original TSW, I might have told you before, I didn't get that for ages because of the old NEC, the old NEC route. There was the couple up to 500 wagons, I think it was, and that was broken. That was broken. In fact, that was broken until the next game came out, and I was playing Peninsula Corridor in the new game, and suddenly it popped, which surprised me. I thought I was destined never to get that first platinum. Oh, you're not getting it. You have to see if there is one first, is what I would say. Right, let's get up to 40. Thanks everyone for coming in though. As I said, we will attempt to do something TSW tomorrow night. Back on the PlayStation. I must admit, I had my eye on these Scottish Highland routes for the longest time. Every time I've seen people playing them, I've wanted to have a go, and I've wanted them to come into TSW, but obviously nothing so far. But I think a route like this would do well on TSW, especially, you know, with what they can do to it graphically. You mean they release a TSW nearly every year? Is that what you mean? TSW 3.5. You're not in a hurry to get it, David, but you might get it on Game Pass. You're more into the TSC at the moment. Oh wow, this is an overshoot. I think we're coming back here. I shouldn't read chat, should I, so close to a station. You know what happens. Don't think any of the train will be in the station there, will it? No, right, okay, back we go. That's what it's for. We'll run back in. There's a problem with the graphics. Since when has the Highlands got a blue sky? Yeah, you've got a point. Although saying that, I have got the Armstrong Powerhouse Sky Pack, so that will make a big difference to this. This isn't the standard Sky that you will get. So if you do have TSC, I can recommend getting the Sky Pack. It puts all these clouds in, you see. Reflections and all that good stuff. Right, little overshoot. Yeah, the mountains look alright, don't they, actually? Right, let's stop properly this time. If we can. Everybody off. Sorry about the delay, folks. Put that back in forwards. Hey Laserjet, how are you? Right, when are our doors closing then? Everybody's still... Oh, there they go. Gonna say we didn't get the red line, which usually shows... that usually shows when the doors are closing. Let's get the brakes off, and we can stop this this noisy level crossing. Right, on to the next one. I'm gonna pay attention this time. I always overshoot, you know that by now. To be honest, SNCF, there's no point clipping it because it happens every time. You'd be surprised if I didn't do it. The reflection in that water looks pretty good, doesn't it? And we've got the Nevis Ranger there. Don't know if that's a real boat or not. But those reflections are pretty neat, aren't they? The water's moving, look. There's our train. You're off up the West Coast Main Line to Edinburgh for the weekend. That's pretty nice. Oh god, now the emergency brake's on because I'm not looking. Oh, we will get out of this station. Honest. We'll try that again in a minute. That's the problem, the scenery's that good. I want to have a look at it, and I get emergency braked. Right, not to worry. This is the balance between enjoying it and playing it properly. Just gotta wait for the brakes to come off now. Which is here. Here they come. It's a real boat, is it? Oh, that's pretty good then, isn't it? Good evening, Gordon. How are you? It looks stunning. Certainly does. Certainly does. Oh, it wants me to release the information, does it? Have I passed the board yet? Wait a minute. You're on about the station limits board, aren't you? Did I pass that? I don't think I've passed it yet. I do want to have a quick look. No, I think I've got... Can you see the distance signal? I think it was an AWS for this distance signal. That's what I missed. But not to worry because the brakes are starting to come off. We'll get it in forwards again, and we'll be off. Cloud reflections in the water look good. Yeah, they do. It's all down to that sky pack from Armstrong Powerhouse. Yeah, we love a good mess up counter. It's either a mess up counter or a crash counter, isn't it? Brakes are not off properly yet. They're coming. So I did say it'd be 2 hours. It's probably going to end up longer than that, isn't it? Right, dare I go out of the cab again? I need to keep my eye on this because I've said this before. If you're outside the cab, the AWS warnings, they show up, but they don't make a sound like they do in TSW. So you've got to keep your eye on this. Right, we are approaching the Corpac pulp and paper mill site, which is now used for processing timber. We'll traverse Annette level crossings before passing the junction, accessing the mill sidings. Alright. Driving and chatting is not a good combination, you're exactly right. Exactly. Good evening, Tony. How are you, Big Tiny? Right, so this is the paper mill over on the right hand side, as it just mentioned, which is now used for timber. You see a route like this, you just want to travel on it, don't you? Must be great. There's all the timber in the yard. All the cars are going pace for pace with us, admiring the 37. So timber wagons there, over on the left. I don't know if this bit is drivable on the left hand side, round to the timber mill, not sure. Yeah, Streamlabs has been quite quiet, isn't it, tonight? I've not tweaked it. I said I was going to tweak it, but I didn't get a chance to look at it. Beyond Corpac, we'll run alongside Loch Eel. Prepare to stop at Loch Eel outward bound station in 1.5 miles. The platform is very short. Be sure to position your first coach correctly. Yeah, I didn't let them know I was outside the station limits, did I? And I don't think it prompted me to. We've got just over a mile. See, I want to admire this scenery again, but you know, I don't want to prang myself. Who mentioned Streamlabs? Gordon just got timed out for nothing there. Sorry about that, Gordon. Just ignore it. Gordon asked, "Is that all the Sky with the Sky Enhancement Pack on?" Yes, it is. It's the Sky Enhancement Pack. Yep. Yeah, it makes a massive difference. It cost me 25 quid. It's not cheap, but what a massive difference it makes. I've got that and the track enhancement pack, which is also AP. But someone did tell me that usually around this time, beginning of September-ish, Armstrong Powerhouse have a sale. So if you are planning to get anything from Armstrong Powerhouse, you might want to just hang on slightly. Right, so this is where we need to be very neat with this this stop. It's not just the clouds, SNCF, it's the lighting, there's textures, reflections, all sorts. I would say I would say that it's worth it. It's a lot of money, but I would say it's worth it. If you're going to play a lot of TSC, obviously, if you're only going to occasionally play it, then the standard Sky is a bit naff, but this is nice. Obviously TSW, they've done a lot of work on the Sky, haven't they? The Sky's quite nice. But even that's had lots of changes to it over the years, hasn't it? Right, here is the platform. This is a really short platform, as it says. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look outside. And I'm going to try and stop with this first coach in. And before I do that, I'm going to save it in case we have to use the counter again. So I've got to stop before that board and get the whole of the coach in. Is it in? It might just be in. Let's try it. There we go. I probably could have gone a bit further, but okay. This is where we need to do the token exchange again. So make a call. That's what this board is. We need to request a new one.
State your message. Over.
2278, stand unit direction stop board. Clear of the single line. Requesting token to proceed. Over.
2278, press send to accept token. Over.
Alright, let's get the token.
2278, block E-Loud wordbound to Glenfinnan. Section token on display. Over.
2278, blocking route westbound to Glenfinnan. Section token confirmed. You have permission to pass the direction stop board of blocking route westbound and proceed to the DSB at Glenfinnan. Over.
2278, understand I have permission to pass the DSB at Loch E-Loud westbound and proceed to the DSB at Glenfinnan. Out.
Right, so we're cleared now for the next section up to Glenfinnan. That's the old whiskey place, isn't it? That just shows how much I know. Right, and we're good to go. So let's just have a look at the platform. Just make sure nobody's running to get on. Everything's good. Let's get the brakes off. Yeah, Gordon. Yeah, it's. I've got the clouds and I've got the track enhancement pack. Those are the only two that I've got. Someone was telling me that the only other one that's not really essential but makes a massive difference is the signal pack as well. So I'll wait for the sale for that one. But I mean, you can get all sorts. You can get overhead line packs and all sorts, can't you? And Dave, you got the track enhancement pack. That's right, you did. Sky pack is next on the list. Yeah, you can see what it does to it. I didn't run this route before the Sky pack, unfortunately, but you'll probably find somebody on YouTube that has done, and you can just take a look and just compare the difference. I think it's just a bit darker. Yeah, it's a nice route, Mr. What here. In by a boar hair, that coach. It was close, wasn't it? I think that's the shortest one. There's a couple that are pretty short, but I think that's the shortest one. Right, Glenfinnan Viaduct is next in 1 1/4 miles. I think this board here with the stripes, the blue and white stripes, I think that is where we announced that we're clear of the station. I'm sure it's that one. I think it will tell us now. Yep, there we go.
2278, signal Bannerby, over.
2278. next marker. Out.
Yeah, you get all these reflections. You see the mountains reflecting down into the loch there. Looks nice, doesn't it? And this is why, when I first played it, I said to myself, it was just before my holidays, and I said to myself, I'm going to come back and play this for you guys on the stream. Because I knew you would, you'd appreciate this one. And I think this route actually came out, I want to say 2015. So, it's a decent age, this route. The time period as well of the actual route in game, I seem to remember, is between 1987 and 1989. And this token system here, this particular token system, was introduced in the mid 80s. I think they use a completely different system now. This is ancient now, but actually it works quite well. Right, Glenfinnan Viaduct is still 1.25 miles, so I think we're doing a bit of snaking around, aren't we, here? Shall we have a look at the map if we send to the player? There we are. We're going this way, so we've got Fort William at this end. Mallaig is up here at the top. So, you know, it's a decent run. We always like a decent run. No, I don't like whiskey, you know. I honestly don't like whiskey. I don't know what it is. It's a little bit like lighter fuel, isn't it? It's pretty strong stuff. It's like paraffin. What locos do you get on this route? I think it's just 37s. Just let me try. Right, I'm taking my eye off now while I go and look on my other Mac at the manual at what the rolling stock is. If I can find it, I'll tell you. Because it is somewhere. Give me a sec. The manual's massive, actually. There's always a decent manual, isn't there, for this stuff in TSC? I was looking at it earlier, but I can't remember. I will find it. Right, let me just go back to it. I keep looking back, make sure I don't spad or anything. I'm sure it's 37s, but you do get some freight wagons, and there's a couple of different coaches as well. God, the manual's massive. Right, rolling stock. Right, yes, you get the 37s. So that's the only loco you get. But there are OTAs, OAAs, TTA oil tankers, PCA aluminium wagons, YGH Sea Lion ballast wagons you get as well. Driver, the guide has confirmed we have passengers aboard who wish to alight at Lochiel side. Please stop at the station, which is 1 mile ahead, and adjust your radio on arrival. No, there's no DMUs. Nope. So we've got request stops as well. So here is the Lochiel side coming up, you see it at the bottom, just over half a mile. Hey Ghost, how are you? Oh, you've been enjoying the ETS stuff. That's good. I'm glad you guys are sticking with me on that because there's a bit of a learning curve there, isn't there? And you guys have all been playing it. A lot of you guys have been playing it for years and years. We got Mr. Water with his sat-nav voice as the Terminator. I didn't even know until you guys told me yesterday that you could have voice commands coming from the sat-nav. See what I mean? There's loads to discover, but that's great. I'll keep making the videos if you guys are gonna watch them. That's absolutely no problem. I'll be playing it anyway. So, right, here is the stop just coming up. I think this is another short one, so I'll get the speed right down. And we'll just trickle in. What do I like drinking, SNCF? I do like champagne, yeah. I mean, you're a Frenchman. You should know all about champagne. Prosecco, yeah. Red wine, no. Rosé, yes. Beer, yes. I'm a bit like Farah. I like the Indian Pale Ales. Right, so it's asking me to select the radio frequency button. So I think I just press any. Right, I think that's done it. Let's get the doors open. Are they opening? Am I far enough into the station? Yep, there we go. Excellent. So this was a request stop, so we'll just let everybody get on and off. Farah, when your PC died, you debated whether or not you did another one. ETS2 was the main reason you upgraded. Yeah, and Pandemonium Gaming commented on the last ETS one that he did a drive yesterday that took him 4 hours real time to do. And at first I thought, wow, 4 hours. But then I thought about it and I thought I could probably do 4 hours, and the time would go nowhere. You could do a big run, like we've done on Fernbus, really. It's that kind of game, isn't it? Especially if you've got all those map DLCs that we've been talking about, which I haven't got yet. Right, on to Glenfidden Viaduct. Sorry, missus, you've missed it. Oh, she's looking at her watch, look. She's looking at her watch. She's not happy. Boynes is a bitter man. You're not that bitter, are you? I've always found you quite pleasant. Yeah, you're the same as me, Ghost, yeah. I mean, I've always been a console... Well, no, I used to have a PC years and years ago. But then console's a lot easier. But there's certain things I've wanted to play for ages that I could only play on the PC, and with doing the streaming as well, I needed something I could stream from as well, so it's kind of like a double purpose, dual purpose for me. Ticks a couple of boxes. You did a route about a week ago, it took you about 5.5 hours. You can get into it, can't you, when you start? Let me just save. Always best to save regular intervals. Another crossing. Smiths or Tetley's, yeah. Yeah, I can go with you on that. See how so much brighter the game is? That's down to that. That's down to that AP pack. We've got snowy mountains up there, or hills, I should say. They're not quite mountains, are they? Yeah, when you're up and running, it's alright. You know, I've said it a few times, haven't I, to some of you guys on here. If you build your own, it's a really nervous moment when you first press the on button. Pretty nervous. You think about all the money you've spent on ports, and you're wondering, have you clicked something into place correctly? Is it going to come on? Oh, guys, honestly, it's nerve-wracking. But once it does work, you're good. Right, that distance counter is not getting us any nearer to Glenfidden, so we're obviously snaking our way around. You've done Lisbon to St. Petersburg, which is 3.5 hours. So it's still a decent run, that, isn't it? Yeah, Dave's done it on the ferry. No, SNCF, no. As I understand it, for the Pro mods, you have to have all the map DLC, don't you? Which I don't have any of them at the minute. Which is something I intend to fix. Thanks again for coming in though, everybody. Thanks for those likes, that makes a massive difference. And once again, Dovetail Direct tomorrow afternoon. Could be interesting. Even if you're not initially interested in what might come up, it's worth taking a look. Oh, the map expansions provide over 100 hours of gameplay. Wow, that's good. Yeah, you saw how basic my map was at the end of the last ETS2 video where I showed the map. There's nothing on there, is there, compared to some that I've seen. Yeah, it's tomorrow, Gordon. Yeah, that's tomorrow afternoon, 2 PM in the UK. That stream. I don't know who's giving that stream. Probably Matt. It's probably Matt, isn't it? Matt comes out for the big ones. I'll be honest with you, right? everybody likes Matt, but he's crazy. He's crazy. He was in the office. He was working on something, and we left to go and check into the hotel and go out for something to eat. And the next day, we came in and said, "Oh, what time were you working till? Because you were still working last night when we left." And he left at 5:30 in the morning, overnight, and then came back in just before 10 o'clock to speak to the ambassadors. The guy's bonkers. He's completely dedicated. You know, from what I saw over that couple of days, it's crazy. That's a guy who's got, you know, a complete passion for what it is he's doing. And lots of players won't see that, you see. They just see the map that they see for an hour or two on the streams. But honestly, in person, you couldn't meet a nicer chap. And I'm not saying that just because I'm an ambassador. That's a genuine feeling I have about him. And even though he was that busy, he sat and spent time, you know, talking to me for ages about all sorts, you know. We are approaching the iconic Glenfidden Viaduct. As it's a fairly clear day, we will stop on the viaduct to allow passengers to take in the views across the glen towards Loch Shiel. Alright, that's good. And straight after that message, the distance counter is now showing us within a mile or thereabouts of the viaduct. So we need to stop on the viaduct itself, as it just said. Could be Matt and Alex. Yeah, JD is. I don't know when JD is away. I don't know when he's back. He was away. He said he works to over 3 AM. Yeah, I can believe it after what I saw last week. Yeah, on the ETS2 I'll just get the maps to start with, and there's a couple of other things that Mr. Watter mentioned to me which I wrote down. You know, the smaller content packs as well. Right, let's put a little bit of power in as we approach the viaduct. We've got a 25 coming up. Here's the viaduct now, you can just see it sneaking into view. Let's go outside and take a look. There it is. So what we will do is cut the throttle because we are accelerating. And we will stop and let the passengers take the pictures, and we'll have a quick look as well whilst we're here. So I want to stop slightly short than what it's telling me. Hopefully it will let me do that, so that the train hasn't completely got to the other side of the viaduct. There we go, that's fine. Let's have a look outside. If I come out here, There's our train on the viaduct. Let's spin it round. Oh, okay, it's giving us a cutscene. I was trying to do my own, but there you go. So there you are, looking back towards the viaduct. That's pretty nice, isn't it, that? See what I mean about this route? It's got bits of everything. Many photographs have been taken, and you can now proceed to Glenfinnan Station. Alright, let's have one last look down towards Loch Shiel, which is over here. It's nice, isn't it? Get the brakes off. And Glenfinnan is just there beyond the end of the viaduct, so it won't take us long to get there. God's country, it certainly is. The ambient noise is quite good as well, isn't it? The bird song, etc. It'd be worth taking a trip on this line, even if you weren't particularly going anywhere, you know, just as a pleasure trip. I'm doing crap on the score, look here, as normal. Minus 18,000. Who cares? I think I lost that race when I overshot that platform. Oh, you're half Scottish. Yeah, it's nice up here. I have actually. I'm familiar with Fort William because I've been on holiday to Loch Ness a couple of times. Went looking for the monster. So if you drive in the way that I drove in, you actually take a road in which has Fort William railway station on your right hand side. If I'd have zoomed out at the other end, you would have seen it. And then Loch Ness is, it's not far after Fort William. Right, I can see a distant signal there, so I think we should probably get a warning. There it is. So our token ends at Glenfinnan, so we're probably going to have to apply for one for the next section as well. Been through Fort William, yeah, it's nice, it is nice up there. I've also got the talking about the Highlands as well as, so this is the West Highland Extension. There's the West Highland Line, which I already mentioned, which is the other one that goes to Fort William. The other one that I've got is the Kyle Line, the Kyle of Lochaush. And that goes from I've forgotten up to Inverness. So it goes to Inverness, which of course if you have been in the Loch Ness area, you got Fort William pretty much at one end of Loch Ness, and then at the other end you've got Inverness. So that's another one that I've got that is Highlands based. I'm trying to remember now what. I think it's Skye. I think the Skye is at the other end, or it's Skye's an island, of course, isn't it? But it's where you catch the ferry to the Isle of Skye. I can't remember what the railway station's called. think I've only played that one once so far, but I do have that one. Here's some of the coaching stock that you get with the route. Let's get into the station so we don't keep this guy waiting. Let's actually have a look at this and see which one this is. If I can work these cameras correctly. 37410 aluminium 100. That is. And we need to stop at this board where we'll get our new token. There we go. Let's get those doors open. Right, so now we can request a token. So let's do that.
2278 signaler Banovi, over.
2278 signaler Banovi. State your message, over.
2278 stand unit direction stop board. Clear of the single line. Requesting token to proceed, over.
2278 press send to accept token, over.
You're clear to proceed when you've obtained the token for the single line ahead. The next scheduled stop is Arisaig. Okay, so we need to press that.
2278 Glenfinnan to Arisaig. Section token on display, over.
2278 Glenfinnan to RSA, section token confirmed. You have permission to pass the direction stop board Glenfinnan and proceed to the DSB at RSA, over.
2278 understand I have permission to pass the DSB at Glenfinnan and proceed to the DSB at Arisaig, out.
Alright, permission granted. So we can go past the board and we can be on our way. And we've got a 15 coming out of the station. You gotta love the 37 though. It's an absolute classic, and I love this big BI logo livery as well. Right, up to 30 we can go, so we're going via at Borrowdale next in about half a mile's time. Kyle Lookout is just before the Sky Bridge, yeah. So here is the station limits marker again, so we will just need to call that one in once we get to it.
Two 278 signal Banovi, over.
2278 signaler Banovi. State your message, over.
2278 half past the station limit marker, over.
2278 confirmed. You have passed the station limits marker, out.
Yeah, the BR livery in the old days was good. Yeah. Just it's I mean it's plain, isn't it? But it's kind of like straight to the point. Some of these liveries nowadays are just wild, aren't they, with the private operators? Right, we're going uphill, so we need some more beans. And another emergency brake because I went out the cab. God, unbelievable. Oh, right, okay. We'll get there. It's the problem. Yeah, I just wish the sounds were audible outside the cab. I mean, that is a fairly big box there that lights up when you get one of the AWS's or warning boards, but my eye is still, the corner of my eye is still not trained to see it every time. So I rely on the audible warning, which unlike TSW, you don't get with this. So we can admire the scenery for a couple of minutes while the brakes come off. Are you keeping count? That must be 3. That's 3 now. It's fine. We're probably already way behind. The ETA to get to App Borrowdale is 15:36 and it is coming up 15:04. So I'm wondering, is App Borrowdale one of those ones that will suddenly just come across? It's not going to reduce the that 0.49 miles as we go. Come on, brakes. Let's hold them down. That'll do it faster. Rather than them releasing at their own speed. Put that back in forwards. Some power on. Now we're rolling back. Come on. Come on. Grip it. Okay, back underway. Give it some thrash. You're a glutton for punishment. You're downloading TSW 2020 to see if you can give the Platinum another go. Just let me know which one you didn't get, because I did. I got them all, so unless there was a subsequent patch or something that stopped one of them working, I've definitely. You can check my list. I've got all of them. Good evening, Daniel. How are you? Right, so we've got the summit coming up. I remember last time I got to the summit, there was deer at the side of the track, which was quite a nice addition. So I'll see if I can spot them again. Yeah, all good, Daniel. Thanks for coming in. Right, uphill to the summit. Let's chance it, shall we? Out the cab. I'll keep an eye out for this deer. We're nearly at the top. And I think if I just quickly go around here. The summit of the line is 361 feet. We will now descend along Loch Eilt on our way towards Loch Eilt. Now, where did I see them? I don't know where I saw them. I could have sworn they were around here at the top. Unless they're random. It could be that they're random and they don't appear every time. But hopefully our train is coming around the corner. Any minute now. I didn't realise I'd gone that far, to be honest. Here it comes. Lovely. Yeah, she'll be coming around the mountains when she comes, yeah. And there she goes. Back down the mountain we go. These twin tunnels, oh my god, I can't even pronounce that. Right, you can read that for yourselves. Please take care as we drop down to the shore of the stunning Loch Eilt. That was too much for my level of pronunciation, as you know. There's the lock coming up on our right hand side. Yeah, North Wales Coastal. Well, I can, you know, I'm alright with Conwy, Carnarvon, and the one that gets everybody else, Portmaddock, Holyhead. That's an easy one. That's another good route, actually. That North Wales Coastal that we will run on one of these stream nights. There's quite a few of them I've been enjoying, to be fair. You can see the line snaking around to the right there, down to the lock. When did trains get genders? I think a lot of machinery get genders, don't they? Ships get genders. I mean, I don't know where it originates. Yeah, so 2 hours this one, 2 hours end to end. It's one of those that seems to, like it's only, you know, like it's only took an hour. It really doesn't seem like once you get to the other end it's took that long, which is the sign of a good route, isn't it? Lovely. Yes, we'll be relying on you, Farah, to give us the Welsh names. A couple of Welsh routes, isn't there? There's the North Wales Coastal, which I've got. There's the one that you like, Swansea. I can't remember the name of it. Probably South Wales. It's probably just called the South Wales line or something. I still need to pick that one up. Now, shall we try and scroll away from here and have a proper look at what's going on from out here? I have to keep my eye on the AWS. There you go. See the mountains reflected now down into the lock. I'll take the brakes off now that we're on the flat again. Should get the Chatham main line Faversham route goes all the way to Victoria, and you can get an Isle of Sheppey extension as well. Oh, that'd be good. Yeah. So that was the other thing. So when I went to Dovetail, and I'm going to put a little video together because I did take some footage at various places whilst I was down there. What I wanted to do was to try to get on as many TSW related bits of track and rolling stock that I could. So I obviously went from St Pancras down to Chatham on the way there, but coming back, I went from Chatham to Victoria. So on the way back, I could see. I mean, it was weird. It was really weird because it's odd seeing the route when you've played it so many times in TSW. Because if you've never seen it, you never quite know how close it is to the real thing. And I was genuinely impressed. And when I was on the Javelin, for example, when you're driving the Javelin, there's always this like creaking in the cab, isn't there? And even sitting in the back of the Javelin, there was a creak in the cabin, and it sounded exactly the same. So I was genuinely impressed with that. And I mean, St Pancras looked the same. The Eurostars were in. Chatham was absolutely spot on. Rochester looked a little bit different because the building either side of the station. I think in TSW at the moment there's a bit of space, isn't there, either side of Rochester station. So that was built up. There was construction work going on. But coming across the, from Strood on the big bridge, the big iron bridge there, was exactly the same, with the castle showing on the right hand side, and then the rusty old submarine to the left in the dockyard. So I was pretty impressed with it, really. All said and done. I mean, the Javelin's fast. The only thing about the Javelin I think that let it down was I thought the passenger interior wasn't very comfortable, and I'm glad I wasn't on it long, which is a shame. The seats really were like ironing boards, but I think that was my only complaint. I think it was the 375 I got back to Victoria as well. As we approach the western end of the loch, a series of picturesque and mysterious islets can be seen on the right. Right, we'll take a look for those then. You've never been on a Javelin, 375 or 465 usually. Yeah, I mean it was just by luck that the tickets that I got through Trainline included a Javelin. I was lucky, really, because I know you have to have a special ticket, don't you, to travel by South Eastern High Speed, or you'll just end up on one of the others. But yeah, I was pleased about that. So I did take, apart from that short that I booked, whereas down at St Pancras I did take a little bit of video here and there, so I'm going to attempt to sort of piece it together and just talk about the trip just in general. But so I don't get in trouble, I'll probably do that after tomorrow. Right, here's the islets, look. There's one of them. There's another one there coming up on the right hand side, and one in front of it. And we're still not getting anywhere nearer to Ap Borrowdale. I haven't been on a train in Kent for a good few years now, though. Yeah, I remember you saying that was your sort of local line. I don't know if it was your local line. I know it was your local area. So yeah, I coming back. Obviously, when I left Rochester coming back, and I was going to Victoria, that of course goes off instead of turning right to Strood. It goes up to the left, doesn't it? Which is where those Class 33 services start from that we did, those rail tours that came into South Eastern High Speed recently. So yeah, went off up to the left there towards Victoria. So it's weird. It's weird. I don't know how many hours I've got on South Eastern High Speed in TSW, but I was genuinely impressed at what it looked like compared to the game. So I think they did a good job there. I even saw on the high speed part, I saw the controversial fences that everybody was complaining about that wasn't the right fence, you know, in the high speed section, just as you come out of the tunnels. And when I went through Who Junction as well, there was a 66 in there in the maritime livery, which is one of the ones that I've got from Creators Club that always seems to appear in Who Junction in the game every time I run through there. So that was even quite nice. It was a nice surprise. Oh, the Charing Cross line, yeah. Let's speed up a little bit. We are going uphill very slightly. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Something a bit different. These cars are slow, aren't they? If we're doing 18 miles per hour, look at the state of these cars. So yeah, I would recommend this one, as you can see. So if you are playing TSC and you haven't got it, pick this one up. It's a good one. Driver, we are approaching the request stop at Lochilort. Please prepare to stop at the platform. Right, which is in just over half a mile. So let's get back in the cab for this one. And we are speeding. That's I'm never going to recover those points, obviously. Minus 49,000. But we'll do our best. Yeah, the Charing Cross line will come to TSW3. Who knows? Who knows? I bet they've got a massive list. I bet they've already got a massive list of the order, which ones they want and the order that they're going to do them in. I think Sam said that, didn't he, one of his streams a while back while he was still around, that they generally plan sort of 12 months in advance. They know what they're going to do 12 months in advance. I'm sure it was 12 months. Good evening, Super Sprinter, how are you? You've not done any train sim lately, you've started weightlifting. Oh crap, I'm going through the station again. I've done it again! Oh, what a terrible time for me to read chat again. Right, let's see if we get the back end of the train in, or is it going to complain? Let's have a look. Oh, we might be alright, you know. Oh, we're good, we're good. Nobody saw that. Well, the back of the train's pretty good, actually. Look at the back of the train. That'll do. I mean, that is like the parcel wagon, which doesn't really count, but people can at least get on and off, so I'm not as worried as I was with the last one. Yeah, 4. Each Super Sprinter telling me about weightlifting. Put me right off. Right away, driver, the next stop is Arisaig. Please adjust your radio after departure. We have to do that every time we have an unplanned request stop. Let's get those brakes off a bit quicker. Yeah, 3.5. No, I'm just pulling your leg, Super Sprinter. So we needed to can't even get my words out. We needed to retune. There it goes. It will make that noise until we press A button. So let's do that. Yeah, 3.5 because the passengers could actually still get out. I mean, it was a short platform anyway. We were never going to get the whole train in. That's my excuse. In fact, while we're talking about that, let's just do another save, being as this is a long one. We're still looking for App Borrowdale in 0.49 miles. It'll be here somewhere, but the ETA is 15:41, so we've got just over 10 minutes until we expect to reach that. We've got various apps coming up. We've got App Polnish coming up next. A lot of hills on this route, as you probably would expect. And we do have a location called Loch Dub. Which I would take to be this loch here on the left. Round the next bend we will pass the small hilltop channel at Polnish. Right, we'll take a look for that when we go around. There it is. That's a bit remote, isn't it, that? Quite a steep drop. This is Loch Dub, that's what we thought. Oh, it's on this side. Okay, I don't know what the one on the left hand side was then, in that case. But whatever it is, there's plenty of them. Look at that, love that reflection. I have a feeling this is where my thumbnail comes from. for tonight's stream from the previous time that I ran this. So we've got the token up to Arisaig. Oh look. Here's some wildlife, look. I knew they appeared somewhere. But there was some somewhere on the summit, but also down this end as well. That's pretty neat, isn't it? We are approaching Ornable Viaduct, typical of the larger concrete viaducts on the line. That is very concrete, isn't it? Drop some tones. Yeah, I can do that. Let's go outside, shall we? There you go. Round the next corner and through a rocky cutting, we will cross Glen Mama. That's a nice one, isn't it? Glen Mama on the Loch Nan. Oh my God, they're out to get me. Loch Nan Uma Viaduct. On the left is the Sound of Arisaig. I can say that one. So that is the Sound of Arisaig. Complete all services on rapid transit. Oh, retire now. Retire. That's the one you retire on. Well, I have got that one, as I said. It does work, but my word, that's painful. And if you're doing that one as well, make sure you uninstall the 182 if you've got the 182 installed. This stunning location marks the bottom of Beesdale Bank, the most challenging climb on the route. Because if you've got the 182, the 182 adds a load more services in, so yeah, take the 182 off and just have the standard. Although I must admit, the Talent 2, which is on rapid transit, and well, it's on a couple of the others now, isn't it? I think Colnarken and the other one. It's not my favourite train, that. And not because of the way it drives. There's something about that big windscreen. It gives me tunnel vision. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if any of you have driven the Talent 2 recently, but it gives me a tunnel vision after driving it for about an hour. Strange, very strange. Useless fact about Loch Nan, I can't even pronounce it. Anyway, Loch Nan. There's a horse and cart buried in the central pylon. Is there? Why is that? You mean was that the concrete one we just went past? I mean, has that fallen in the concrete and they just left it? Is that what you mean? And it's just set in the concrete? Or have they buried it on purpose? You could come back up here, Bournes, and be a tour guide. Could be quite a nice job, that, on this line. Shall we quickly check the map? Not that one, this one. Centre the player. So you can see we are there. There's that Borrowdale, right there. And we've just got to get up here. That's where we're going. So we haven't got too long to go now. The Glenfinnan Viaduct is the one from the Harry Potter films. I think that's what SNCF was hinting at before. Yeah. I wouldn't remember that, you see, because I never got past the first film. I thought they were rubbish. But that's just me. Quite a long route, this one. Yeah, it is. It is a long route. Let me just double check the PDF. I've got the PDF open still on the other computer. Let me see if I can. It is 41 miles. It is. Towards the top of the bank is Beesdale Station, which is a request stop. We will not be stopping at Beesdale on this trip. Good. Yeah, 41 miles. I'll drop some knowledge. It was opened by the North British Railway in 1894, but it did not provide a direct link to the Atlantic coast and its rich fishing grounds. In order to fulfil that potential, the extension to the port of Mallaig was approved by 1896, and it was completed 4 years later. It says the building of the line would involve carving a path alongside locks, bisecting rocky mountainous terrain and crossing deep glens and ravines. Through the pioneering use of in-situ concrete in the formation of the line's bridges, viaducts and tunnels, Glasgow contractor Robert Concrete Bob McAlpine, I think we've all heard of him, would become world famous in his field. The route boasts 11 tunnels, 8 major bridge structures, including the iconic 21 arch span Glenfinnan Viaduct and Borrowdale Viaduct. At the time of construction, the world's longest single span concrete arch at 124 feet. The manuals are pretty good, aren't they? I mean, you could get some of that now from Wikipedia, couldn't you? But it's nice that they actually do put it in a manual. Just whets your appetite for jumping in the into the game. You're pretty sure you haven't got this? Yeah, just give it a check. So yeah, there's West Highland Line, and this is the West Highland Line Extension. Of the two, this is the nicer looking one, although they're both quite good. This has got a bit more about it. There's a bit more to see on this one. The tunnel ahead leads onto a viaduct featuring a concrete arch with a clear span of 120 feet. There you go, 124 feet. The longest in the world when it was constructed. This is Borrowdale. Officially retired from TSW 2020. I love it. How many services is it, Farah? I can't remember. I mean, I will have almost certainly used the cheating method, where you spawn in at the second to last station, take over the train, and just run it one stop rather than running the whole service. If you can get the timetable and you know what time it arrives at the second to last stop, then just do that. It works. I think I did that with the original NEC route as well, because that was another one you had to complete all services on the NEC, and that was also a bit of a pig if you wanted the platinum. Yeah, there you go, all the ones on the NEC. Yeah, same thing though, you can jump on at the second to last station and it thinks that you've completed the whole service, even though you've only been on it for one stop. Okay, Arisaig is next, which is just under a mile, and it looks as if we're getting to the top of here and then we got a bit of a drop down. Already uninstalled. Oh dear me. You mean there's actually a platinum that I've got that you haven't got, Farah? I bet that doesn't happen too often. I'll send you a screenshot to wind you up. Here's the passenger view, which I forgot to show you. The old first class compartments, they're quite nice, aren't they? There's the heaters underneath, blowing out heat all year round. Very nice. And what lovely scenery. These are the heating controls, aren't they, up here, as I remember. Yeah, but they're not TSW ones. I would have thought that for a person of your, you know, TSW, shall we say, acumen, all the times you've played it, all the hours you've put in, you would want to get that one by hook or by crook. The next viaduct is known as Larrick Moor. It crosses the watercourse of the same name. There it is, coming up on the left. And then, not long after that, we've got Arisaig, which we're stopping, and then we need to give up the token for that one. I just know how long you've spent in TSW, you know, and to give up now and to uninstall with that defeatist attitude when you're so close. It is that is a bit of a beast task, that one. I have to admit. Right, we've got a 15 coming up. just before the station. Which is here. Got another 37 over there on the right hand side, coming the other way. So I think this one on the right hand side is pulling some freight. So hopefully he doesn't disappear straight away. We can take a quick look. See what his nameplate says. So I think we will stop right there. Get the doors open first of all, and then we will just have a quick look over this side. It's 37424 Glendarroch. Please proceed when you have obtained the single line token for the next section to Mallaig. So this is the last section now that we need a token for.
2278 signaler, Banovi. State your message, over.
2278, standing at direction stopboard, clear of the single line, requesting token to proceed, over.
2278, press send to accept token, over.
Okay, let's do that.
2278, RSA to Mallaig, section token on display, over.
2278, RSA to Mallaig, section token confirmed. You have permission to pass the direction stopboard RSA and proceed to Mallaig, over.
2278, understand I have permission to pass the DSB at RSA and proceed to Mallaig, out.
Alright, we're good to go. Our next stop is Maror, so that's apparently that's somewhere else that's meant to have a monster, like the Loch Ness Monster, so I believe, but it's a very small loch, so I don't know how that's meant to be. They probably saw how much of the tourism trade Loch Ness was getting and decided to get a few people out this side of the country. We'll soon be able to go up to 30 once that speedboard gets to the back of the train. There we go. Right.
Signaler, Banovi, over.
2278, signaler, Banovi. State your message, over.
2278, half past the station limit marker, over.
2278 confirmed. You have passed the station limits marker. Out.
So let's have a look at what we need to do. We're going to Marora, which is we're due there at 15:50. Well, we're already late. We're going to be there at 16:03, and then let's acknowledge that. Then after that, we are straight into Mallaig after that. So we've not got far at all to go now. So if we have a look at the map again, we just send to the player so you can see where we are. So we're on this corner, and there is where we're going to head up to. So we should be there really in no time. Yeah, the Fernbus trophies. It's weird, isn't it? No platinum. But that was like their other one, Tourist Bus, which also didn't have a platinum, which was a bit of a shame, really. I don't know what makes them not put that in, unless they're just not familiar with the way it works, or the way it generally works, that is. Yeah, Morag. That's it. I couldn't remember the name of the monster, or the supposed monster. Morag. That's what it is. If you watch any of those documentaries about Loch Ness, you'll see the guy with the giant beard. He's actually English, isn't he? But he's lived up there for ages. Adrian Shine. I think he's a biologist, isn't he? By trade. But he also runs the Loch Ness Centre as well. So I did visit there a couple of times, but I didn't see him while I was up there. But apparently he was there somewhere. I didn't see him. But he's done like, well, he's kind of looked at the lochs from a biological sort of point of view, and could a large animal survive in the loch? And he's looked at the biology of it, and the sort of, you know, food sources and the amount of food that's available, etc, etc, etc. But he's done that for Loch Ness, but he's also looked for Morag as well. And I remember seeing some documentary where he made his own like little, it was like a diving bell, and they dropped it off this boat, and he's there inside it. It was like this little thing, and he sat inside it. And they're like dropping him down to the bottom of the loch, looking for this Morag. And I'm thinking, if there was something in there and it brushed past you, I don't know, you'd be scared half to death, wouldn't you? You must not have believed there was anything in there. I mean, he must be off his rocker. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, but if you watch anything about Loch Ness, he generally pops up and they interview him. He's always on. Yeah, a water kelpie. Well, I'm just thinking about simulators. There is another one that I'm going to get. I don't know if any of you guys have got a PC, have played it, but I notice it was in the sale, and I fancied it for a bit. U-boat, where you get to be a captain of a German U-boat in World War II, and I was looking at the map. The map's crazy. The size of the map and the places you can go. Fortunately, it comes up with it comes with a speed up function as well, so you can travel in real time, and I think it's 1-to-1 as well. So you know it's going to take you a while to sail around, but there is a speed up function. But yeah, you just go around sinking ships and all that good stuff. So you know, in lieu of a ship simulator, which as you know I've been wanting certainly for a long time, I think I might go for that. It's in a sale at the moment. It's usually 25 quid, and it's down to 9.99. So I might pick that up, and I might give it a go. I've been watching footage of it for quite some time. It looks pretty good to me. So I may play a little bit of that as well if you're interested in that. I think I have until the 1st of September to pick that up at 9.99. As far as flight sim goes, I'm obviously hanging on for flight sim because the new one's going to be coming out. I don't want to pay for the current one and then you know, the new one come out within a year. So unfortunately, that's one of the things. In fact, that was the thing I wanted to get straight on when I got on the PC, but because of that announcement about a week before my PC was built, I'm gonna just hang on for that. I'll just have to wait. I've waited this long, it'll be fine. Yeah, Derail Valley, that's another one. I've got that on the wish list. Yeah, I do fancy that, definitely. Yeah, you'll enjoy that U-boat one, Farah, because all the crew speaking to each other is obviously in German. You can cheat and change it to English, I believe. But where's the fun in that? You know, you get subtitles, so it's fine. I'd rather have the authentic sort of experience. Well, not quite an authentic experience as those blokes are having, you know. Diesel fumes and all sorts of that. I don't want any of that, but you know what I mean. Yeah, that new one looks good. I like the fact that the new flight sim has got missions in it as well. I know you know, some people are not keen on that, and they're saying it's turning a little bit, you know, gamified rather than it being a serious simulator. But I mean, I guess you don't have to do those missions, do you? We are approaching Morar. The next bridge crosses the falls on the River Morar. The river is the shortest in the British Isles, linking Loch Morar with the sea. The Silver Sands... Let me just get the brakes going. The Silver Sands on the coastline famously appear in the film's local hero and Highlander. So there you go. Highlander, was that the Mel Gibson one? I think so. William Wallace. Did I catch that in time? I think I caught that alarm in time. Good. There you are. I'll have my half back now. Back down to 3 now. However, we are nearly at the station, so let's get a bit of break in. I'm not going to make that 15 board, I don't think. Not too bad. Highlander was someone else. Oh, was it the one where Queen sang the song, the title song? Yeah, oh, that's it. Yeah, Christopher Lambert and Sean Connery. Yeah. There can only be one. How long is this route? 41 miles. But we're nearly there now. We've got this stop, and then we've got our final stop, and that's it. We're done. As I said, 2 hours end to end, barring overshoots and things like that, which adds a little bit of time on. You can see the course. This is the course here now. Coming up. And you will soon hear the seagulls when we get into Mallaig, because there's lots of them. Will this train ever get there? It's probably actually, you know, I keep saying how good it is. It's probably not everybody's cup of tea. People want a fast route, don't they? You know, lots of people don't like West Somerset. However, this one, the scenery's pretty good. You know, it looks pretty nice, and it's a 37. And it's also got the added bonus of this this radio token apparatus as well, which adds a little bit extra to it. Because if you don't take the token, if you don't do the token right, it will stop you. And it bombs you out. It says it's the end of the service, because basically you've completely broken the rules. He sounds like a kid, yeah. Are we there yet? Dave says it looks good, but too slow, this train. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. He wants to go down to the Buffy car for a beer. And a Traveller's Fur sandwich. Were Traveller's Fur just on the stations, or were they actually on the train themselves? Was it still Traveller's Fur that was on the trains? I can't remember. Right away, driver. Please proceed to the next and final station, Mallaig. Alright, let's do it. And we've got a 10 out of the station. There's always somebody that misses the train. And I wouldn't care, I was really late anyway. So she should have been here earlier. Yeah, not the beers they'd serve. Carling Black Label. Heineken. Heineken's rough, innit? Oh. Right, so you can see we've got less than a mile anyway to our final stop. It's not far away. You got through that Swiss scenario, the trophy request yeah, he might not be here. You can let him know next time. Or in the Discord. He'll be in the Discord. Definitely. Yeah, it's funny about the trophies. I mean, it's always been a problem, hasn't it? It's always been an issue. I mean, you know me, I was always vocal about the trophies. I always used to ping them direct about the trophies as well. I've submitted loads and loads of tickets over the years for various trophies. Some get fixed, some don't. I mean, I'm not entirely sure they always know what's causing it to fail, which is a shame. I don't know if the PC players get the same issue, so you know they've obviously got the same achievements that are on console, but what I mean is, why am I putting the brakes on? I don't know if they all work 100% on the PC and it's just the console that's not working. I think generally, if you look at the forums, the PC players don't seem to be fussed. They don't. Console players, most console players, I can't label everybody, but most console players will go for the trophies, won't they? I mean, they've always acted as a kind of to-do list. You know, in the past, certainly when a new TSW or a new DLC comes out, I would generally use that as the task list to attack the DLC, not the journey mode, not all the scenarios. I would use the trophies to do that. So it's always been a bit of a pain when they don't work. On the approach to Mallaig, we will run along the Atlantic coast. On the horizon to the west is the Isle of Aig. To the northwest is Skye. So we're not far at all now. So there's the coast, there's the Atlantic coast. These houses up here get a decent view, don't they? But I bet they get some weather when that sea gets up. No, I didn't want full service. I wanted that much brake. Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it? Yeah. A bit of touring around here, look. I don't quite know what that is. So we need to make sure we get the anchors on, because we'll be through the buffers if we don't. And even right now, I'm going to save it. It's just in case. I don't even trust myself, never mind what you think. So we've got the tourism signs over here. There's our train going in. And just nice and easy, we'll just run up to the buffers. Told you there was a few seagulls. There's even one there, look, on the waiting area. Alright, we're all in the platform, so let's get everybody out. A bit of a freight train here waiting. You've really enjoyed this route? Been good? Yeah, thanks for coming in, everybody. Yeah, I thought you might like it. Just wanted to do something relaxing tonight before you all go to the Dovetail direct tomorrow and get all the excitement. I thought it was worth having a relaxing one. Scenario incomplete. That's because of the points though. But I'm not worrying about that. Yoinka, how are you? Nice to see you. But that is the end of tonight's stream. So again, thanks for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed it. I think you have. Thanks for all the chat, and it's been a good couple of hours. That probably will do some TSW tomorrow. I should have time to do a bit of something. What we'll do there is we'll just run TSW. We'll just run something in TSW, and we'll have a chat about what we've seen during the day, and if you've got any questions on what you've seen during the day, I will attempt to answer them if I can as well. So yeah, join me for that one. It probably won't be scheduled because I'm playing that directly from the PS5, not through Streamlabs. When I go through Streamlabs, I can schedule it like I did tonight. So just look out for that. That'll be around probably the similar time, 6:30ish tomorrow night. We'll do a bit of something, so hope to see you then. But until then, have a nice rest of your evening. Cheers everybody, bye for now.